Okay, so 1% every day sounds clean in theory. But what does it actually look like on a Tuesday at 9 p.m. when you're tired and your motivation has completely abandoned you? This is where most improvement content leaves you, floating in inspiration without a landing strip. So let me be specific. 1% better at fitness doesn't mean a 2-hour gym session. It means 10 minutes of movement, a walk around the block, 15 push-ups on the living room floor, something that keeps the identity alive. I am someone who moves every day. 1% better as a writer doesn't mean producing a polished chapter. It means one paragraph, 200 words, even a single sentence that didn't exist yesterday, because a sentence written is infinitely more than one not written. 1% better at a new skill doesn't mean a 3-hour deep dive. It means 5 focus minutes, 1 flashcard, 1 practice problem, 1 YouTube tutorial watched with your phone face down. I want to introduce you to a concept I call the minimum viable habit. It's the smallest possible version of a behavior that still keeps you in the game. The key word there is viable, not ideal, not optimal, not what you do on your best day. What you do on your absolute worst day when you have 10 minutes and zero motivation. That version, that's your 1%. Why does this work? Because the primary goal of a habit, especially in the early stages, isn't results. It's the preservation of identity. Every time you show up, even minimally, you're casting a vote for the person you're becoming. Miss enough votes and the election turns. Show up enough times, even imperfectly, and the identity wins. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Aristotle, make the bar so low that your worst day can still clear it. Not because ambition is bad, but because a streak maintained through imperfect days builds more than a perfect streak that snaps the moment life intervenes. I need to warn you about something, because what I'm about to describe is the moment where most people quit, not because they're failing, but because they can't see that they're succeeding. You're going to do everything right. You're going to show up with your 1% consistently day after day, and for weeks, maybe longer, nothing visible will change. The scale won't move. The follower count won't jump. Your code will still be messy. Your writing will still feel clumsy. Your body will look exactly the same in the mirror. And that invisibility is brutal, because the human brain is not wired to find meaning in invisible progress. We are wired for feedback loops, for evidence, for the dopamine hit of a visible result. When that hit doesn't come, the logical conclusion feels obvious. What I'm doing isn't working, but it is working. You just can't see it yet. There's a concept I want you to hold on to called the lag principle. It simply means this: improvement always precedes the results that prove it. You are becoming before you are seen becoming. The roots always grow before the tree. Think about the Japanese mozo bamboo. You plant the seed, and for the first 4 years, nothing visible happens. You water it. You fertilize it. You tend to ground that shows no signs of anything growing. A rational observer would have given up after month 6. In year 5, the bamboo grows 90 feet in 6 weeks. It didn't grow 90 feet in 6 weeks. It grew 90 feet over 5 years. The roots just needed to be ready first. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. English proverb: the invisible phase is not punishment. It is preparation. Every day you show up and see nothing is a day you're building the root system that will hold the weight of everything that comes next. The question isn't whether it's working. The question is whether you'll still be there when it surfaces. All right, let's build the thing. Because understanding why the 1% rule works isn't enough. We need a system, something concrete, repeatable, and built to survive your worst days. Here it is in 3 steps. Step 1, pick one domain. Not 3, not 5, 1. The biggest mistake people make when they discover the power of compounding is immediately trying to compound everything simultaneously. 1% better at fitness and language and business and relationships, and within a week, the cognitive load collapses a whole structure. Pick the one area where a year of daily 1% improvements would change your life the most. That's your domain. Everything else waits. Step 2, define your 1% action. Translate your domain into a single, specific, unmistakably small action. Not exercise more. 10 push-ups. Not read more. 10 pages. Not work on the business. Write one email to one potential customer. The action must be so specific that you can look at it in 30 seconds and know whether you did it or not. No gray area. No interpretation required. Did you do the 10 push-ups? Yes or no? This specificity is not pedantry. It's protection. Vague commitments create vague results. Precise commitments create data, accountability, and momentum. Step 3. Stack it. Anchor your 1% action to something you already do every single day without fail. Not something you try to do. Something you actually do after your morning coffee, before you open your laptop, after you brush your teeth. This is called habit stacking, and it works because your existing behaviors are already automatic. You're borrowing their groove, not carving a new one from scratch. Your formula. After existing anchor, I will 1% action. Write it down. Put it somewhere you'll see it. The system removes the daily decision. You don't ask yourself, should I? You just do the thing that comes after the thing you always do. That's it. 3 steps. 1 domain, 1 action, 1 anchor. The simplicity is not an accident. It's the point. Complexity is the enemy of consistency.